we always talk about prepping. We always talk about the things that we need to get, the food, the boomsticks and whatnot. But there's one thing that we really don't talk about, and it's extremely important. Now, this video was inspired after I went to the shooting range. And the reason why it was inspired uh, when I went to the shooting range is because, well, this time I didn't tap into my stockpile of ammunition. I went and I bought what I needed and I brought it with me. And then, of course, I went to the shooting range. Now, specifically, what I'm going to talk about is training. Some of you may get professional training. Some of you may get, your regular training on the range every other week, every month, every 2 months, every 3 months. It all depends. But this is something that we have to consider. And why I mentioned this is because I mentioned to Mrs. D the other day. I was like, sweetie, I used to train a lot more. I used to train way more than what I do today. And I was like, I don't like not training enough, because if you don't train enough, you get rusty. If you get rusty, mistakes happen. If mistakes happen, people's life can be in danger. You get what I'm saying? So here's my thing. I used to go to the range at least twice a week. That was before we moved here and whatnot. I love going to the range. I love training. It's just something that I enjoy. We moved here, weather is not conducive all year long, so especially during winter, there are times that the roads are closed. So there's nothing I can do in regards to that. But nonetheless, when you have the time, make a point of trying to train as much as you can. Train on everything, on your outdoor skills, on your fishing skills, on your range skills with your boomsticks. Guys, I have to tell you that just because you have a tool, if you don't know how to use it properly, there's no reason for you to have that tool. It's like you're not having anything because you're not proficient with that. You get what I'm saying? So I mentioned before that I went to the shop and I got my ammo. I went to Sportsman and I got ammo from Sportsman, and I came back and the price of ammo obviously had gone up, and that is also a prep. And I'm saying it's a prep because, well, anything that costs you money, well, nowadays it's going to be harder to come by. Whether or not the product is there, well, your work still pays you the same. So you now have to adjust and see where can you cut so you can remain as proficient as possible, especially in that particular skill, your self-defense skill. So to me, an average of $100 a week should be good enough. Should give me enough ammunition to run my 308 and to run my 10 millimeter for at least one session a week. At least one session. This is, and I want to be very specific, this is range ammo. This is not high quality. This is range ammo. And no, I know what you guys are going to say. You can dry fire and do everything and the practice and the fundamentals and all of that good stuff. And I do that all the time. But you need hands-on training. Hands-on. Not just, you can't just do that all day and be expected to be proficient, because when you do this, it goes like that too. And you can't mimic that. You get what I'm saying? When you get your rifle, it does that. And you can't mimic that. So you have to have the real thing. You have to do the real thing. Just because you see a video on YouTube, how people make fires, doesn't make you an expert how making fire, although you can explain it to me. You see what I'm saying? It's hands-on. Hands-on. So if you don't have a budget for your training, I encourage you to have one. I told Mrs. D, I was like, I need $100 dedicated for my training every week. And she looked at me and smile. And she's like, "You mean $300?" And I looked at her and I was like, "What do you mean $300?" And she's like, "Where am I? Chopped liver?" I laugh and I was like, "And but I don't. That's $200." And she looked at me and she's like, "You forgot the little mini you that you have too? That he's all upset because you're going to the shooting range and you not taking him because he's got to go to school." And I said, "I may need to get a part time so I can afford this, but it's something that you guys have to consider." Obviously, I have the means to reload my own ammunition, so it definitely is not going to cost me that much unless I go every week and purchase everything. I do have the means to make my own reloads and whatnot, and of course, every time that I go to the range, I do collect brass, mine and others. That's why you always gonna see all of this in here. All of this is money, y'all, and this is free. I got all of that from the range. I think that one is 3006, and just people just let it be. And I had no problem. I just go there, pick it up, put it in little bags, and once I'm ready to do a session of whatever it is that I'm going to reload, whatever caliber, well, I clean all the cases. I have everything. The price is over there, and that's the beauty of it. You see, preparedness is so much bigger than just food and bushcrafting and all of that stuff. It takes so much. That's why I put this prepper shed together. I was like, I need this space to be able to do everything that I have to do. Reloading, maintenance, having food store, I'm gonna have a table here too with my maps and everything. It is just one of those things. Preparing and being a prepper is a lifestyle. It's not just a temporary thing. It is a lifestyle. And this is all I know because I was born and bred a prepper. So with that being said, guys, thank you for being here with me. Thank you for listening. Like I always rock on, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.